in the United States. Hillary wasn't that bad. She wasn't no criminal like he said. Now, who's the real criminal? Now look, birds of a feather flock together. That's what the old folks taught me. Now, everybody in Mr. Trump's administration is going to jail.
Well, he said he come to clean the swamp, didn't he?
Well, he did, but that meant him too. Yeah, come on now. Everybody, even his son-in-law. His son, yeah. But he's squeaky clean? No, Mr. Trump. Y'all sit around, they send Bill Cosby to give him 10 years, and OJ was found not guilty, but y'all still took his life from him. Huh? That's all okay. But now everybody around this man is colluding with the Russians or crook or stealing money, Paul Manafort and them guys, millions of dollars. But Trump's not? Because he's the president, he didn't do wrong? Is that what we want? Is that the kind of society we want, where the leader is above the law? This is not democracy, is it? The leader is not above the law. Nobody is above the law. Huh? In a just society, are they? Right. So that's what we got. And if the only thing we can do is vote the man out, then we're subject to get another one worse than him. Because we have not dealt with the real issues. Women are still oppressed. Women are still born in a society that thinks women are inferior. Women still get paid less than what men get paid, no matter what their level of education and experience is. This is true. And why is that? It's because we have bought this mythological lie. Pardon me, the myth isn't a lie, but our understanding of the myth is not good. We have misread mythology. We misread scripture. And we believe, in the scripture, Jezebel, what's the one that did Samson in? Delilah. And just going down the line. They used to just name women's name the hurricanes. Right. To recently. Right. So, brothers, we should have sympathy for what our wives and women have to go through. And I've been talking to women since I wrote the book, edited the book, The Women Who Called to the Issue. And most women make excuses and say, well, I said, no, sister, you shouldn't be making an excuse for the fact that you had to try to overcome this. It wasn't fair. Your wife walks out of the house and a man whistling at your wife. Cat calling, whatever. And got to worry about it. Just saw a thing where a woman chased a man down that groped her in the subway. Mm-hmm. But nobody else was chasing it. The woman had to do it herself because that's just accepted. Now, we're Muslim. That's unjust. God says men are the maintainers and protectors of the women. And we have to use our intelligence to know what that means. But the women, I believe, have to assert their rights too. They have to assert their rights to be what God created them to be. I told a group of immigrant Muslim women, I said, first of all, I said, it was in a church, but it was a interfaith dialogue. They gave me comments. I don't know, I didn't intend to say it, just came out. I said, first of all, I'd like to say, every woman in this room that voted for Donald Trump, I'm upset with you. I said, how could you do that when all the things he said against women? How could you put in your mind to vote for that guy? I said, but the Muslim women in the world that's represented in this room and around the world, I'm upset with them too. Because they're never going to get their rights until they say, I ain't taking this no more. I'm not going to be oppressed anymore. They had a woman who was a Saudi Arabian woman. She lived in Mecca, but she had to leave Saudi Arabia because she had driven her car, right? And they had her on a talk show. And she was wanting to go back because she left her family there, or she took her latest child with her. She was on Fareed Zakaria's show. You know that on CNN? Yeah. And so he was saying, I never saw Fareed do that. He was saying, well, you know, I hope that Sister such and such, I hope that you are able to go back to your country and drive. And she said, very strong, she said, it's not about me driving. It's about me having the right to be what God created me to be. Good God Almighty. That's what any oppressed people have to say. I'm not taking this no more. I have the right to be whatever God created me to be. And my religion supports that. So it ain't about you gonna give me my right. I already got my rights. I already have the right before God. That's what Dr. King knows was saying. And they try to relegate it to, so, oh, the law and this and that side of this bill. The Dr. King knows said, no. We demand the right to be what God created us to be. And we don't care what the law says. Change the law. Because God's law is higher than that law. And some people who had the fortitude, like this guy, this senator, that these women trapped on the did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. Woman said, no, look at me. She said, look at me. Don't you put your head down. Look at me. You're going to tell me you're going to put this man. Oh, man, I was just feeling so good. And that guy went right in that chamber and said, no, I can't vote for this, buddy. We're going to have to have this checked out. This is God showing us what can be done when a human being stands up for what's right and says, we're not going to take this no more. Y'all not going to sit down here and legislate our life away. You know, we sit down and take, oh, the senators, oh, no, we voted for your butt. Change the law, man. And that guy went Flake. You know, his name is Flake. Flake, you know. Trump didn't like him. Trump don't like Flake. Flake already gave Trump a problem. He didn't like Flake.
So he ain't got nothing to lose.
He ain't got nothing to lose because he said we won't run anymore. Somebody, yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to share something. You know, we was talking about what we're faced with. A lot of people don't know this, but this is something that I experienced, and this tripped me out. I'm still tripping over it. Before I left the department, you know, when they came up with these laws now about, you know, what bathroom a person can use, is their choice or however they identify themselves. Right. We received a new policy. They send out policies and amendments to policies, and you know, working inside the correctional facility, you have people coming in. There's a process that you go through. You know, where when you come in and you're coming in for when we process them and admitting them into the facility, you know, they have to come in and be strip searched and all of that. So at one time, the process, if a person come in and they identify themselves, however they identify themselves, if they say, I can come in looking just like I am, say, I'm a woman, right? And that's how I see myself. I don't care how I look, how you see me, I see myself as a woman. I want to be treated as a woman. Then the process was that you would take this person to a medical professional, right? And they would do a gender identification based on the person's, right, external genitalia.
Yes.
Right? And then that's how they would be labeled and that's how they would be dealt with. When they came out with these laws about the bathrooms and all of that, they put this thing out saying that regardless of how that person, however that person identified themselves, even regardless of what their external genitalia is, if they see themselves as a particular gender, then that's how they have to be treated. So if I come in looking like this and you ready to pat me down or strip search me, I say, no, brother, you ain't strip search me. I want a woman to strip you. I'm a woman. Then they had to get a woman to strip search this man. So your wives and your daughters and all that are being forced to take this man in there and strip search him and look at his body and all of this. This is what the rule. And the women was complaining, and the department was filing grievances and everything, and they were saying this is the law. They were showing you this is the law. The director was saying this is the law. We have no control over it. You know, and what came to mind
Wow.
is how we see these things going on and the influence that this community is having on our lives.
Yeah.
And the ayat in the Quran where it says, oh, you believe, guard yourself from the type of wrongdoing that doesn't only bring harm to those who are doing wrong. That every one of us have a responsibility to deal with the issues because eventually it's going to affect us, even though it don't have anything to do with us.
Absolutely.
You know, but this is
Absolutely.
the type of stuff that's going on.
Absolutely.
And I don't know, because I eventually left, and I don't know what came of that, but there were women who was protesting and going through, and they was disciplining them for not doing it.
You know, it's in the history of the prophet, and I never really thought about it this way until you just said that. But in the history of the prophet, one of those battles, they had decided that they were going to defend the walls of the city. And a brother who understood strategy of war, he asked the prophet, said, are we going to wait until they come in on us? And then he said, we should set up from the city. What battle was that?
The trench. Well, that's when they
Right,
battled the
right,
trench.
right.
That's when
Yeah,
they dug the trench.
right. And now look at that. Look how.
Medina.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Look how in the history of the prophet, it's showing the same thing. Their strategy was, you don't wait until this thing totally invades your life. You got to know what's coming, and as a strategy, you got to meet it before it gets inside the inner sanctum. And you're right, most of us haven't done that. Television comes in with all kind of crap. You can't see. I heard some women talking. I don't know if it was here. They were talking about, somebody was talking about how every television show now has a homosexual. It has a,
Not A.
well, I'm saying, then they have a man dressed as a woman or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they got all of these things that have popped up in the culture in recent years. These television shows, and usually they're comedies. Now that's something in it. It's comedies. Now I like Blackish. I always like Blackish because even though it's a comedy, they examine issues. And I told my wife I ain't watching Blackish no more. If I do, I'm watching it one eye open. Because they had a thing on there for two women getting married.
Right.
Yeah.
And they showed where
It was okay.
somebody had a problem with it, but then they all agreed, oh, no
Yeah.
problem. And they got married. You know, I said, oh, let's see, that's all that is.
Pushing it down your
Getting
throat.
it
Yeah,
accepted.
right. Now it's inside.
Yeah.
Desensitized.
You can't, it's inside your house.
Exactly what it is. Desensitized.
Yeah, your children watching it.
Because you used to see two men kissing, and oh man, now you see it like, and that was the whole purpose, to desensitize you. So that you start accepting it as being normal.
And I'm gonna tell you,
Subliminal
this
message.
person that they keep showing that they use to bring Bill Cosby down, he look like a man.
That's right.
I'm asking myself, well,
Yeah, she's a lesbian. She's a known
Oh, okay.
lesbian. Yeah,
are you kidding me?
yeah.
Well, anyway, that's that. So when we talk about doing dawah is no longer most effective in the street because it's more sophisticated. The shaitan is more sophisticated than that. We got to find dawah that addresses these issues we talking about. We need to strategize and figure out how we're going to address that because it's coming in. It's on the internet. It's in the text messaging and Twitter and Facebook and
FaceTiming.
what's all the
Everything.
Instagram. So the shaitan is more sophisticated in how he brings these things to destroy our lives. And if we think going out on the street and invite people to Islam is the answer, that's a answer.
Right.
That's not the answer.
Right.
See, it's not sophisticated enough. You know, with all this, man, would you agree? I mean,
Yeah, that's my pet peeve, whether you're right.
But yeah, I mean, no, it's not that we shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It might be good for recruiting
Yeah.
physical body, warm bodies to work with us.
Right.
But we have got to be multifaceted in the approach because they are light years ahead in terms of how they bring haram in our life. You know, and my wife, she introduced me to rap, and I had resisted listening to rap because I knew, and so we get in the car, she turned it on. I said, She looked over me. I had this look on my face. She said, "What's wrong?" I said, "You know what's wrong? Did you hear what he just said?" I mean, it's unbelievable, really. You see? And now,
They don't know what you're talking about.
but rap?
No, they don't know the person you're talking
No. No, but what I'm saying is that you can make excuses for it. You can say, "Oh, it's just entertainment." Huh? You can say that. But your children are listening to it. Your grandchildren are listening to it. Huh? Your great-grandchildren listening to it. And if you know the power of words to influence language, as you said, brother, y'all got to see that movie Arrival. You have to see it. Because they say in there, because Imam told us once in private talk, he said, brothers, he said, if you can name me anything that has influenced the direction of civilization other than language, you tell me. He said, I'll stop and wait for you to come up with an answer. If you can show me something that has influenced the development of civilization more than language, bring it. He said, you're not going to be able to bring it. And so in that movie, in the beginning of the movie, that's what the main character says. That language is the herald of civilization. Always has been. And the antithesis was this guy, he was a scientist, he said it was science. He says, that's nice, that's a nice theory, but it's incorrect. He said it's science. She said it was language. And it is language. And the Bible says in the beginning was the word. That's language. See? So this is what they have commandeered. Because they know we all are touched by language. So they're taking over language. Now, whenever a revolution has occurred in the past, the first thing they take over as an institution is the communication. Television, radio, newspaper. Because they know, if you get that, you got the people. I got one final comment.
Yeah, you got a flight to catch.
Yes. The movie Eli. Book of Eli. The man was looking for the Bible because he wanted to rule over people. He said that rule over him in the past, he could do it again. So he was searching, and Eli had the last Bible, but it was in Braille. Did y'all see Book of Eli? Yeah. He was looking, because that language in the Bible had been used to dominate before. Imam says the Bible is a book for those who want to seek a domination in the world. The language. Yes, the language in the Bible has been used to dominate the world. That's how the Europeans dominated the world. Jomo Kenyatta said when the white man came, we had the gold, the silver mine, the diamond, and everything. We had the land. He said he taught us, he gave us the Bible, and he taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. Jomo Kenyatta said when we opened our eyes, we had the Bible. The white man had the diamond and the gold and everything else. Okay, Imam Nasser, I have to go. I have to catch a plane.
Yeah, get you to the, yeah.
Well, Allah bless you. And I'm praying for it. I told Imam Nasser, I am praying for, I want to see this project when y'all finish with it. Yeah, he's telling me about it.
Seriously.
Yeah. There's a beautiful mosque already built. And I just can't imagine. It's gonna be a beacon in South Florida.
Allahu Akbar.
So let's close it in Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Imam,
Yes, sir.
can I make an announcement
Yes, sir.
before we close
Yes,
out?
sir.